Hey everybody, Don here. I am inside my 1981 DeLorean and I had to replace my headlight switch. Apparently those are prone to melting, and when that happens it makes it harder to press in and pull out to engage your headlights. So what I did was I went to DeLorean Go and I picked up a plug-and-play replacement that apparently has better parts inside so it won't melt. Here's the replacement right here, and it looks identical to the old one, which I have right here. So the old one is here. I've just taken off the front knob, which just slides right off. And then you see everything is the same inside. So this one, it works, but it gets sticky. So I wanted to replace it because there's times when you need to turn your headlights on in a hurry, and you don't want to get stuck without headlights. So in order to access this area, to get into it, the first thing I had to do was remove these three knobs, 1, 2, 3, and they're just, you don't need tools, you just pull them out. I found that this one was hardest to get out on mine, and I just turned it all the way on and then it came out more easily, so maybe the positioning matters. There's a little hole right here where a screw holds that fascia on, and it's just, I'm sorry for my reach here, but it's just this little screw. So I grabbed a small screwdriver. The stick shift was kind of in the way, but I got it done. You take that out, and then the fascia just comes out like this. These stay connected, whatever they are. There's some light bulbs around here, so be careful not to smash them, but it comes right out. Now, you got to get the switch out. This is the connector. This was actually pushed through, so the way to get to it, the first thing I did was I went around back here, and there's no way I'm getting a camera in there. But I went around back, I just reached in, I felt it, and I could feel where the cable was connected to the back of that switch I showed you before, and I disconnected it from behind. I've actually pulled it all the way out. I don't know if you need to do that, but I disconnected it from behind. And then reaching from behind, I pushed the switch out entirely. Now back to the original switch. It's not that easy to get out because of these like pressure pieces of plastic, so I really had to fiddle with it, and I kept rocking it back and forth, and finally the whole thing pushed out. I think because this end is smaller than the hole, I think I probably could have kept the plugs engaged, but I didn't, and then eventually I just had to feed it through again. So now the last thing I'm going to do is take the switch, and I'm going to plug it in and make sure it lights up. And this, apparently a lot of the electrical goes all the way through this, which is why it's prone to melting. So once you plug it in, you're going to find that the electric system will turn back on. You'll know it's going to work. So I'm just going to place it here. No guarantees that it's going to stay where I want it to. I'll put it here, but really, I doubt you'll see anything. And then make sure when you plug it in that the metal pin connectors are going into the sides that have the metal in them. Plug it in. Look, it's lighting up green now, which is a different color than my old one. So now you know it's an actual replacement. And then I should be able to just slide this in, make sure it's nice and tight. And then I should be able to just slide it into the hole, and everything should go back to normal. So before I do that, you know what? Because it was so hard, I'm gonna test some things. So, yep, the lights are on right now. When I push it in the in position, you can actually see your headlights going on. Let's test the high beams as well. Now the high beams work, so that's no problem. But unlike the previous one, this one's much easier to push in and out. So all the way in means your lights are on, all the way out means your lights are off, and then like part way in, I guess, is the instrument cluster and interior lights and such. So now that I know that it works, I'm gonna go ahead and just slide it back in. Oh my God. Just made a spark when I did that, so I must have hit something I shouldn't have. I'm going to put down the phone so I can do this properly. Pull that out, and I'm just going to gently slide it in and pray. All right, we're in. Sorry. Give you a view here. I'm just going to slide it in. It should snip into place so easily. Come on. It's in, and it's in. All right, perfect. Now all I'm going to do is replace the fascia. And it looks like you got to kind of slide it underneath your radio. It should snap into place. Of course, as with anything that's a DeLorean, nothing fits perfectly. I guess, oh, here we go. Be careful of this. As I was sliding it into place, this light came out of its little holder there. Did just make sure that the lights underneath here to light up like your defroster signal and such are properly aligned, and I should be able to put everything back in. I hear this part's kind of hard to catch because the screw is so short, but I'm going to, wrong screwdriver, I'll have to move this back for a moment, and I should be able to just gently screw in the fascia again. Looks like it's catching, which is good news for me. Sorry about the view. Well, just trust me when I say I'm screwing this in. It's hard to do while holding a phone. And of course, it should just slide right in the same orientation which I took it out. So that fits nicely. Sorry about my fingers. Taking away the focus. This one, I believe, was up, and that fits beautifully. No tools required. And finally, this one, I think, was turned all the way to cool. Sure looks like it. Slide it in, and it's in. So that's it, people. Now, when I push my lights in, it turns on green. Push it all the way in, the lights are actually on. Turn it off, and it's off. So this one moves much more freely than the old one. I think it's a different color. I really think this is green, and the old one used to be white, but perhaps that's just an indication that it's a replacement, best practice. So that's it. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed this instructional video. I wish I had it, but it was pretty easy to figure out with a little help from my friend Rob Grady over at PJ Grady's DeLorean in Long Island, New York. All right, thanks again. Bye.